Hello. It's just a quick one today. It's just me, Rowyn. I realized that I don't talk a lot about Entropy Head, which is the graphic novel I've been working on for, I don't know, a couple of years now. So here's a progress report. I'm just going to show you something I worked on today. I already mapped out where the hand is going to be. I used a vague shape based on my own hand, which was fun to try to do, to hold your own hand and do awkward angles. And then I made a clipping mask so I could draw on top of that. Just the highlights and shading, kind of sculpt where I want everything to be. Hands are not the easiest thing to draw, but if you take it apart piece by piece, it's a little bit easier. Everything is just shapes. Tried to blend everything nicely. It winds up looking more like a hand and then less like a hand, kind of back and forth as I'm figuring things out. And again, I was just using my own hand as a reference, but I want her fingers to be a little bit thicker than mine. She's not exactly the same body type that I am. She's mid-chew, if you're wondering about the facial expression. She doesn't even know that he's experiencing a character development moment, because in the beginning of the story, he's afraid to use his stove, and he specifically mentions not being able to make eggs. And so, by the end of the story, he has made eggs for her, and she likes them. And it's a small thing, but it's a big thing for him. Me figuring out shading. I don't know where the light source is, I never do. I really don't. My default is like up and vaguely to the left. That tends to be where my light source is. I need to get better at putting a light source in the room, or at least drawing it on the canvas and saying this is where the light source is. But for now, working on drawing hands. She is gripping a fork. There will be a fork. Right now it looks like she's gonna punch him. She's not, I swear to you. She likes him a lot. Her name is Tana. I don't know if I said that. It's Tana and Matthew. Matthew is currently a stick figure. Not even. He's a scribble. You're not going to see Matthew in this one. I've been trying to draw everything that has Tana in it to keep her character design a little bit more consistent. And then I'll put Matthew in there, which means there are some where she's going to have to change because they're touching each other. That sounded... you know what I mean. They're next to each other. They're interacting. And so things will have to move. I decided on a 3-pronged fork because we have those and I like them. I think they're stylish. And I wasn't terribly concerned with it looking as metallic as it probably could have looked because I'm trying to pick and choose what gets detail and what doesn't. As you can see, I blurred the kitchen behind them because that shouldn't be the focus. If you have everything in focus all of the time, you wind up not being able to see details anymore. If everything has detail, everything's kind of a mush. Draw on a fork. Egg. I give egg. So she likes the egg. I don't know if she's gonna have a plate in front of her in this panel, just because the word bubble might cover it. But he's got his plate, and there will be food on the plate, and right now there is not. She is full of food. I'm doing this in not the right order, but it's the order I chose, and so it's the order I'm going to have to stick with. Taking my color from her to make sure everything is consistent. And adding a little bit more contrast. I felt like her nose was too soft and too floating on her face. I wanted to really emphasize that yes, she has a nostril. I didn't tell you what the story is about. There are monsters in it. It's also a love story. You'll see. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I am nearing completion of this project. Very slowly, but it is coming along. And here's the current word bubbles. Making them a little cleaner, but I don't even know if I'm gonna stick with this style. The end goal might look very different. Right now it's just have the words there, where they're supposed to be. And if I need to change the style of the word balloon to make everything more legible, I'll do that later. But right now, I just want everything to have the words that I want them to have, vaguely where they're supposed to be, and have the characters where they're supposed to be. And then I can fix everything. So thank you for joining me. And now, I hope you're a little bit more excited about Entropy Head. Anyway, rock on. Bye-bye.